show of everything. Top Fives, presented by the Sex Effects. I'm Joey Parati.
And I'm Sean Day.
And folks, we have a delectably delicious, thirst-quenching show this evening for you. But before we get to all of the dranks, Jonathan, how are you, my friend?
The drinks. Oh yeah, dude.
The drinks.
I feel this is
water.
so out of place right now because I'm drinking like soda right over here.
Yeah.
I should have a drink in my hand. I'm doing
What?
okay, man.
You didn't get
I know.
a beverage for this very special episode.
I just woke up from a nap, so I'm like, oh man. But hopefully
Fair.
after this episode, I will definitely dive into a beverage of some sort that will quench my
I
thirst.
sure hope so.
I actually have some Lagunitas IPAs in the fridge right now. So
You should run and grab one, my friend.
quite possibly. Anyways, I'm doing okay, dude. It's been
Good.
It's been it's been an okay week. It's weird. Joey and I were just saying off air. It's just strange because we're recording right now, and usually it's like dark now, but it's like light. Slowly sunset is kind of going down, but we hit our like daylight savings time this weekend, and the clocks went forward.
Something like that. I don't know. I feel like a vampire with a day pass.
It's really weird. And it's funny because this happens like every year, but just weirdly enough, like that one day or first few days of this, like it's just strange because it's like, oh yeah, it's like lighter outside now.
There was legislature like half a year ago, and they wanted to get rid of daylight savings time, and I was like, bullshit. And now I'm like, fuck, maybe.
Maybe.
Although I think they were voting for this all the time. I prefer it to be darker.
Yeah, I like it when it's darker, especially around 7.
Dark.
Yeah. So, that's been kind of messing with my head a little bit, but other than that, everything's been good. I saw my family, my folks, this last weekend.
How are they?
They're good, man. I met them in Palm Springs this weekend. They just did like a weekend trip there, and
Very nice.
it was nice, man. Just a quick little get together. I went to, just hang out with my mom for a little bit, and then had dinner with my parents at this. I think it's like a resort or something out there. It's kind of I've done outside dining since the pandemic, probably once or twice, but this is kind of my first time like in another area, especially like a place like a resort. So it's like, it's just interesting when you kind of observe and to see how they're kind of going about doing, adjusting to the COVID stuff. And, but it's nice, man. It gets you outside, and it was really nice to see them.
That's
and
awesome.
It was good, man. I mean, from LA to Palm Springs, it's about 2 hours. So it's a nice little, 2-hour drive.
Jaunt.
And yeah, it kind of reminded me of like driving up to Monterey a little bit, like, just, kind of a quick trip, but it's just enough of a trip to kind of make it its own. So, that was fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
Glad to get to see my folks, and it was another reason. My dad celebrated his birthday last week, so that was kind of a reason why I got to see them this weekend and hang out with my dad, of course. So, man, and then my brother's birthday is like coming up in a few days too. So it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
all the March babies are approaching.
Just a giant party.
Yeah, so I've been talking to my brother and just kind of catching up with him, and he's I don't know if he has any plans at all or whatever, but hopefully he has a good birthday, and I think his birthday falls a little after we post this, so happy birthday
Simon.
But yeah, anyways, dude, how are you doing, Joey? How's life with you, man?
Life is wild. Life is crazy. Life is good though, because we are alive. It's just off the top of my head. No, I mean I'm good. I'm all right. I'm drinking water.
Oh, okay. Some agua.
And hydrated.
Nice.
But we are talking about beverages tonight, so I'm also drinking a giant Stella.
Ooh. Do I need to get a drink? Is this something I need to
You
get?
do.
Okay.
I can handle the imaginary audience while
Okay,
you're away.
I'll be right back. Give me like
Be quick,
5
though.
minutes or less than 5 minutes.
5 minutes? No, I can't do
Less
5
than 5
minutes.
minutes. I'll be right back.
You fucking better be less than 5 minutes. He was running to the fridge to grab a beer and maybe open it. I don't know if the bottle opener is on the fridge, or if it's close by, or if he's one of those people that constantly loses it, because sometimes I can be like that. But 5 minutes to grab a beer, open it up, and come right back. I've been to this place, the the wine cellar. He is going to the wine cellar, and he's back. I riffed. I think I riffed fairly successfully on you gave me some gold right before you left, man. I think I held it down.
Oh, cool.
I think I held it down.
Hopefully I didn't make a fool of myself. Sorry. Hey, focus.
Focusing.
No? Okay. Sorry. Oh, there you go. Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
In the spirit of tonight's episode, for sure.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Right on.
All right.
Jonathan.
Woo!
One thing I would like to kind of commemorate tonight. Yeah. We're recording this March 16th. I don't know about you, but this time last year, not this exact hour, but I remember March 16th last year was a Monday. I'd been to the bars the night before, the day before, whatever. It was St. Patty's Day. We were like the virus, smoking cigarettes with strangers, and just utter chaos. That Monday at work, halfway through, they're like, okay, if you're a San Francisco resident, you need to go home and shelter in place. And I remember going to my boss and just being like, this is what's going on. And got sent home and never went back.
Damn. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, man, that's
Isn't that
like
wild.
It's weird. It's like it's kind of marked a little anniversary, I guess, for like all this stuff happening, man. That's so crazy, dude, especially when you had like just a normal kind of night out, right? And then
it was weird though, because it was starting to get ghost towny, but it wasn't just yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was that
like
there was that weird period. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
It's so I'm just thinking of like, we're both celebrating our birthdays next month, and then my brother's celebrating next week, and it's like, dude, this is gonna be our second like COVID, pandemic quarantining birthday celebration thing, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, oh man, this is our second time like celebrating birthdays under like this whole pandemic thing, and it's such a strange experience. And I was just thinking of like all the like times we've had like our birthdays, and we Joey and I try to kind of celebrate between the month of April sometimes, and it's always like a time where we get to see each other and all that kind of stuff. So it's just so weird to think like, oh man, I don't, this year I don't even know what I'm gonna do for my birthday.
Can't do nothing.
It's really weird. So but hey, I will probably get drunk. I don't know. I'll probably get drunk at my house or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Sounds very sad.
I'll
but
hang
also
out
same. Same.
I'll probably have hang out with my roommates, or and I don't know, maybe put on a movie. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
That sounds lovely.
Make the most of it, and hopefully next time, next April of next year, hopefully we'll be in a better place. We'll see. So
it's sounding that way, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. You can't make me go back. Jesus. Jonathan, anything media related before we jump into our list that you'd like to tackle?
Not that I can think of at the top of my head. Justice League Snyder Cut's coming out.
It's coming. Week. Yeah. So we talked about this. I'll drop my review, my quick little review. Whenever I see it, you'll do the same. Yes. And then we will talk about it this time next week.
Yes.
In fact, this time next week, it should probably be the only thing we talk about.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna dig into it for sure.
I think next week is the Justice League week.
I've been seeing like people's reviews on it, and it's kind of what I expected. Like, it's obviously a longer film, and I think It's
It's twice the length.
It's twice
It's
the
more than
length.
twice the length of the original.
And I feel like that is going to be like, okay, like, man, this is. I mean, I want to see it, but also it's like, man, it's quite a long movie, so I'm gonna have to probably do like an intermission or something.
I've been listening to a lot of Robert Meyer Burnett on the
Oh
Burnett
yeah,
Report,
yeah,
Observations, and he was talking a lot about Zack Snyder and the way he approaches goes into a movie. And I'm gonna try really hard. He's like, just take it for what it is and not for what it isn't. Everyone says that, but like the way he was talking about how like I'm here for those shots of like Aquaman with the water behind him, that's metal. Like, what you're getting into with Zack Snyder, so just accept it and like it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna try. um I fundamentally disagree with Zack Snyder's take on at least Batman and Superman, if not the other characters. We'll see. But
Yeah.
but I'm gonna try to be open to it and take it on its own terms. I want to enjoy it. If nothing else, it's been a curiosity for more than 4 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And probably the most frustrating part is, yes, we're getting the Snyder Cut, but there was supposed to be a part 2. So this thing does end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, yeah.
That will never. I mean, I'll never say never. It could happen now.
Yeah, you
We'll
never
see.
know, man. I guess that's
But
kind
I
of
don't-
my question. I guess is like, I guess where is DC gonna kind of go from here?
I don't think
After
this
that,
is
or-
going to bring in the HBO Max subscriptions that they're counting on it to. I don't
Okay.
think the general audience is aware enough or cares enough about the Snyder Cut. It's fandom.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
fandom
Small pocket
isn't
of
that
fandom.
big. They're loud, but they're not that big.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think we'll see.
Yeah, well, I'm curious. I really am, and I'm actually gonna probably. I feel like I'm gonna go into a cold, like kind of just cold. I'm not gonna watch any of the other films around it. You know what I mean? Or like rewatch Batman v Superman or anything like that.
Shawnee, your mic is you sound a little
Oh
off.
no
to
no
me.
no no!
There, that sounds better.
Is that better? Cool.
Oh, silky smooth. Baby.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry. Oh man, I gotta get this mic fixed. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch any of the other films around it. I have seen most of the DC films, I guess, in the Zack Snyder verse, and yeah, I just don't know. I think I definitely want to go into it just kind of like this is the movie, 4-hour movie, Zack Snyder cut. I briefly and kind of remember the original Justice League that came out a few years ago, and I could probably, while watching it, I could probably just pick out like, okay, this is kind of like how they've changed it, and I don't want to think about that too much while I'm watching it, but
It's a natural question.
yeah, I am curious to see, especially when you have a 4-hour film versus what, like the 2 hours and some, like I'm curious to see what even if there is like a change in like the story, or if it's, I've in the reviews I've heard like mixed things where it's like it still follows what the story was like from the original movie. So but of course
We're
there's,
just
like,
getting
different
more
things.
of it.
More of it. And
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm still like, I don't know how to feel about this.
There's some reviews that are kind of like slobbering this thing up and like loving it.
Damn,
and I'm like,
really?
okay. But then there's the reviews where I go, oh, that's exactly what I predict I'll say. You know what I mean? Where kind of more like what you were talking about. I hope that I come away being like, all right, Zach, all right, Mr. Snyder, but
Yeah. I love how we have our doubts for sure.
I was like, when he dropped the first, he was not someone I ever wanted to take on Batman.
Yeah.
And then they announced Batman v Superman, they announced Ben Affleck. I liked where all that was going, and then the first picture dropped. I wanted to love that shit. Like, I was so excited. It doesn't come from this knee jerk, oh, I don't like that. You get my character wrong.
Yeah, especially Batman, dude. Yeah.
And we don't have to get into it because we've gotten into it. I've gotten into it a lot. So I'm going to try to take, excuse me, This iteration, on its own terms. Gosh, you hear that? Trying out for the movie, Johnny. Um, but yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
really curious. Yeah, we'll get. I can't wait to hear your hot take on it. I can't wait to talk about it next week, and it'll be interesting to compare our original Justice League takeaways and compared to this version of it. But
I rewatched Man of Steel BDS and Justice League this past weekend.
so you did do a rewatch? Okay.
I did. I mean, I had it on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. I find it very difficult to pay attention to anything anymore. But I had it on, and I played some solitaire and I watched it. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Cuckoo.
Yes, sir.
I can't think of any other pop culture-ish news that I don't know what else is happening.
I don't know. We can talk briefly about WandaVision if you like. I did watch it.
I did
I
watch
finished it.
the whole.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How'd you feel about it, dude?
So I'm not going to get into spoilers because I feel like it's still pretty fresh. People are still discovering it, unless you want to talk spoilers. My impression of it is I like what they were doing with the TV format. I do think it held them back a couple of times. Like I would have liked to have seen Vision and Wanda's relationship fleshed out. I would have liked to have seen more genuine, not necessarily romantic, just caring moments between the two of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I think the sitcom format doesn't quite allow for that. They shoehorn the Marvel stuff in there where they could. Kat Dennings was obnoxious, which I really enjoyed her in the first two Thor movies, so that was a bummer. Taking it for what it was, I liked what they did. I did enjoy pretty much every episode, even though I fell asleep almost every single episode, just because I put on late. And then I'll admit the ending got me. I sobbed like hardcore, had a good old cry for a good 5-10 minutes after it ended.
Oh, well.
Just thinking about grief and loss and all that shit. And it got me. It really, I just was like, got me.
Oh, Wanda.
Shit got me. That was a gut punch. But yeah. What did you think?
I kind of agree with you on the. I wish there were more moments with the WandaVision character, as far as just them, not necessarily being romantic, but like at least having their relationship. The first few episodes they were kind of in this, the sitcom-ish kind of stuff, and it's the we're playing the part kind of thing. So it's obviously they are kind of husband and wife in this kind of dream world. But I think you're right. I think that there was like a part of it that was like, oh, I just needed like a little bit more to really sell. And that's, it's good that we get like, it's cool that we have a show like this to kind of, solidify their relationship even further. And, if I watched like Age of Ultron, I don't, it's not my favorite Avengers movie, but like, when I rewatch that someday, I feel like, oh, I can, you have that stronger kind of connection with those characters, and that's great that the show format I think is working as far as like we can stick around for how many hours with these characters and get like a bit a more clear picture of who they are, especially Wanda's character, and they kind of really explain to her like where she came from, and obviously her connection with the sitcoms and like her family and stuff.
That was a major eye roll moment for me. I hated that.
Yeah, it was.
I hated that.
It was weird. I just wish they, especially for that episode, I wish they brought some of that stuff in earlier. I know it was kind of like the reveal of like, oh, this is why it's connected. But
Spoilers.
There's, I think for the format of the show, I did like the mystery of it as it continued to unfold. But I think sometimes that can make it suffer a little bit because of you want to learn more about these characters, but you're kind of like still guessing as you're going away through it until you get to like the fourth or fifth episode. It's like, okay, we know, kind of what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it, and as far as the ending, I kind of felt the same way.
Did it get you? Did it?
I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess my only the part that spoiler warning, I guess, for the end, like literally when
you're gonna blow the end for me?
I know.
All right, go.
Oh wait, you haven't seen the ending yet, or?
No, I've seen the ending. Go.
Okay, so when she leaves the town at the end, she just gets like dirty looks from the people she took hostage, and
The fuck was that?
I wish there was more of like, she had that moment in the town square when she was kind of facing off with Catherine Hahn's character. But yeah, it's like she kind of just, it was like leaving with your dirty laundry. It wasn't like, it's like, there wasn't hey, I'm so sorry this happened to you people.
Exactly.
It didn't feel like she felt like that kind of way. And then I guess going to the end credit scene, which I am pretty stoked about, because of course they're teeing this up for Doctor Strange. And then there's this moment where like her kids shout out like to her.
That's
and
right.
I got a little confused because I was like, well, isn't the whole point of this like ending for her to like,
was that it's all gone?
Yeah, and she was able to accept like the sacrifice and accept, obviously accept loss, including Vision and her two kids that she created in this universe or whatever. So I was a little confused by that because I was like, oh wait, like why are you guys? Yeah, why are you guys bringing back the kids? So I'm like, but I get it because I guess they become like characters in the, like in the MCU or something, or as Marvel characters. But
Jesus.
Overall, I did like how they did it, and I think this format for Disney, if they can kind of, and that's why I'm excited, because it seems like a lot of the shows that are going to be coming out, like the Falcon Winter Soldier, is kind of like maybe a spy espionage kind of genre. So I think they'll be able to tell like so many different.
It honestly
types of
just looks
stories.
like another Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Let's be fucking real, and I'm like, that's fine. I don't know. You know what I mean? I liked it. It's not that I didn't want to like it. I want to be done. I want to be done. It's never going to be done, and I know that.
It's tough, man. Yeah, it's there's a lot of, like even talking to Maddie, like, he mentioned to me like it's just hard sometimes to keep up, especially, there was a little bit of like backstory or like kind of context from some of the older movies to fill in WandaVision, I guess, but.
And that's, I think, a big problem with the MCU is because their movies are so team focused and, excuse me, kind of, they favor hinting at characters and the action and the comedy, blah, blah, blah. You kind of don't get the interior lives of these characters. You know what I mean? Like we see Captain America on missions and we see his apartment once Nick Fury breaks into it. But what's his day to day? I mean, yeah, we see him running to start his morning, but like, other than Shield, what does that dude do? You know what I mean? We know nothing about him.
I see. Yeah, I see.
And
yeah,
the one great romance was built up fairly enough in Captain America, but I mean, between him and Peggy, right? But that was how many years ago, and they haven't really, they built up Iron Man and Pepper Potts because those movies were early and they were built more like regular. But as the MCU has gone on and they've kind of found their own vehicle, they don't have lives or don't have time for that side of these characters' lives.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We only ever see them on missions doing cool shit, interacting with each other, but we never see them having those smaller. And that's not fair to say because we do get that sometimes, but I don't think we got enough, at least from Wanda and Vision, to justify their TV show. I think it worked out, but narrower.
Yeah. I totally understand where you're coming from with that, because, and yeah, if having those moments, obviously it's, they're people too, right? So it's like, showing what they're doing in their daily lives, or if it's something, sometimes they're kind of stuff outside of the superhero stuff, could address things that are happening when they go on these missions, or those, they can have a lot of value in some of the stuff they learn throughout their life. And yeah, I think that, yeah, I would love to have more of that in the MCU. And I know spectacle is usually a thing they always bring up, and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think they can go deeper with their characters. I think that's kind of where you're getting at. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what these shows bring. I'm along for the ride. We'll see how
Are
they.
you doing this, or are you just like,
I don't know. I mean, I saw the
yeah,
Loki show and I was like, okay, it's like a time cop thing. So I'm like, all right, I'm so into that.
fair, fair?
But like, yeah, I'm not. I guess everyone's kind of curious because these are kind of like what's happened after Endgame, and like kind of catching up with our characters after that whole aftermath. So I guess the curiosity still of like, okay, so what's going on now, and then I guess, yeah, when we're hearing stuff like Wanda's supposed to be kind of an inner, or at least a tee up for like Doctor Strange, it's like, okay, so how are these shows going to inform some of the other movies? I'm excited for, I think for sure, I'm at least excited to see Wanda in like the Doctor Strange. I think she's going to be in like fully in it, in that movie for Doctor Strange. So it's like,
She's
now,
gonna be the villain, you think?
I
do.
don't, yeah, I think she might, dude. I mean, she's kind of I mean, she's reading that book of the Chaos book.
She's wearing fucking Magneto's outfit.
Yo, I was just thinking about that. She has like
Practically.
the colors and stuff of it. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I was also really disappointed by the Ralph Boner reveal. They kind of hyped that up a little.
So they not only hyped it up, they manipulated us, dude. Casting Evan Peters in that role, when he played that role, did
It's
they
like,
think they were being clever? Did they think they were being funny? I don't.
I was scratching my head when that scene happened, and I gotta say though, like they're, because my roommate watched it, and I think another coworker of mine, so I had kind of the general like, okay, like the discussions, and then what's everyone online kind of saying. So I was aware of all the kind of like buzz around it, and I gotta say, I think the fandom and the theorizing, I think is a little too much. Because man,
yeah.
I was getting like from all directions, like, yo, Mephisto's gonna come out of nowhere, and like all this, and
Mephisto would have been good.
yeah, but and that's the thing I have to realize is I have to go into these shows, and there are a lot of resources they can pull from the comics, and there's a lot of great stories they can tell, and Marvel's done, I think, an incredible job of just incorporating some of those materials into the movies and now these shows. But yeah, that's the tough part, is turning off that filter of like, I know people might be thinking this is gonna happen, and I guess I was on board of like, yo, this is like the Quicksilver from Fox, like this is crazy, like this, yeah, is this a move that like they would have had to think of this choice right now to put him in here. And so I was a little upset with that. But maybe I don't know. Maybe they're winking at maybe they're winking at us, and they're just like, like, hey, we got you there. But
That's not a wink. That's a kick in the ass.
That's a kick in the ass. Yeah. So
Get it? It wasn't funny. You know what I mean? Shit.
But I don't know. I am really excited to see Wanda in Doctor Strange. I'm excited to see her in the new costume, and now she has these the show that was before it, and we kind of got to see a little bit about her. I am excited to now go in there, and now I'll think of WandaVision when we see her on screen. And then that badass transformation was super cool too. I thought that was pretty cool. And you know what I liked about
I'm really fucking sick of wardrobe changes, like a puff and a wardrobe change. I'm like, no, No, I'm also fucking sick of Spider-Man going "Shoo," mask comes off. No, 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 no. No.
Although I
It's
must admit,
bullshit.
that finale though, there was a lot of good moments. It wasn't just all fighting, and I did like that
Yeah.
about it.
The fighting was
Especially,
honestly the worst kind of part.
dude. Yeah, I mean, especially like the Vision on Vision fight was pretty cool.
Vision on V.
And
V
there
on
was
V.
like an intellectual discussion happening there. And that cool story about the boat, and if you replace the planks on the boat, is it still considered the same boat? I
Yeah.
thought that was like really
Loved that.
interesting way to kind of show the parallels between that. And then Wanda with the freaking runes.
Runes.
And I was like, oh
Runes.
yeah, you took something you learned from her and like shot it back in her face. So yeah, so yeah, I like those aspects of the finale. Like it felt grand enough, but also like they're able to like, yo, these characters are, like at least intelligent, or at least have ways to talk to each other and get it across. We got some comments. Trevor, what's up, Trevor? I think she goes crazy over her imaginary kids. Oh yeah, she's. I think
that works. That makes sense.
I could totally see that. She'll do anything for those kids if she ever gets a chance to get them back.
They're not real.
Yeah, that's the problem. I was like, oh, are they real? I don't know. Tracy McGravy, no commentary on Monica Rambeau's dump truck. Dump truck ass. All right. I actually did like Monica Rambeau, but I did feel like she got the. I know they're trying to tee her up and kind of introduce her, but I did think they kind of put her off to the side a little bit on the last few
Put her off to the
episodes.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want more of her, and I'm very interested to see where her character goes, and I believe she'll probably be in like the next Captain Marvel movie or something like that. So
fucking count me out of Captain Marvel. I, no.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, there's just there's so many movies. I hope I don't know if I'll be able to keep up, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the Marvel universe goes, and
I think it'll go just fine.
Oh yeah, these guys are gonna be making tons of money for the next few years for sure. Especially Disney and their empire. Yeah.
Wow. Jonathan.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
I am red as a tomato because I've been drinking this beer.
Yeah, man.
Let's start talking some beverages, my friend.
Yeah.
Let's get into some lists.
Let's get into some lists.
So it's St. Patty's Day coming up, and we figured we'd grace you all with some top 5. Fill in the blank.
Top 5?
The blank.
Okay,
Jonathan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it, please.
Joey, what are your top 5 favorite beers?
All right, we're gonna do this. I had Dos Equis, but truth be told, I haven't had Dos Equis in years. I love Dos Equis, but what I've been drinking more of, because I can drink more of them, Coors Light at number 5.
Yo, Coors Light.
I love Coors Light. Coors Light is like my favorite dirty beer. It's not even a dirty beer. Like, it's not a Natty Ice. It's not a
Hams.
Ugh. It's a step above. It's up there with Bud Light. But I prefer the crispness of a Coors Light. And it's cheap, and you can get it pretty much fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Love it. I can get a 30 rack of those and just be set for like months.
Oh man.
You know?
I remember those days buying 30 racks of Coors Light.
Stealing 30 racks. I was the getaway driver. I didn't do no stealing. All right, number 4. I'm gonna go with Alvarado Street Brewing Company. They put out Monterey beer. It's a lager.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Trace McGravy. Shout out Coors Light. Is your mountains blue? Always. Always, baby.
Keep it cool, man.
Keep it cool. Keep it blue. Keep it like Tahoe. But yeah, number 4, Alvarado Street. Have you? They popped up after we graduated.
I
think
like
I've taken you there.
Yeah, I've been there, but I don't think I've tried that beer there.
Well,
That's really
they
cool though.
rotate their beers, so they don't always have that one in stock, but it is so good. And they've started selling it like I think I picked up some at Bevmo. Um, I think. So Monterey Beer is the name of the beer. It's a lager.
Okay.
But Alvarado Street Brewing Company, and there
That's
you go.
awesome. Cool.
There you
So
go.
from
Yep.
from our old stomping grounds.
Uh, number three, I just discovered this Laughing Monk Brewery.
Laughing
They're
Monk. Okay.
SF based. I want to say they're Bayview. But they put out a Holy Ghost Pilsner that I quite enjoy.
Pilsner. All right.
Yes,
I like these.
I like the lighter beers. When we turned 21, we started tasting everything, and
Oh yeah.
I've tried it all. I just these kind of crafty beers and shit. Everything tastes warm to me, even if it's served to me ice cold. I'm just like this, and then I feel like I need a nap afterwards. Like I just don't want to walk around. I feel sluggish. So I like it. A good lager or light beer, and I can keep just going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for
Um,
sure. When you can, yeah.
so having said that, number two is Arrogant Bastard Ale, and it doesn't
Yes.
get much darker than that. Um, Arrogant Bastard Ale is so dark it's red.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that, dude.
It's so good, and the label is a challenge, right? If you've ever taken the time to read the label on the back of a Arrogant Bastard Ale, it's like, this is not for wussies. You were gonna cry drinking this beer. And you kind of have to step up to the plate and like, I'm gonna fucking
I'm
drink
about to
this
finish.
beer.
Yeah, I'm about to drink this
Yeah.
and finish it.
Um, and they get you because that thing is big, man.
Yeah, they bottle 'em
Um,
big.
Yeah, I think they bottle regular Stone. I think it's Stone IPA that puts it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, Stone IPA.
They kind of do. You can buy like regular looking 6-packs now, but like for years, all I could ever find were those big.
Yeah, especially like the grocery store, and they have like kind of
Yes.
those bottles, like are they those pints? I guess pint bottles.
Yeah, here's a pint,
Pints,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Quick little story about Arrogant Bastard Ale. I was working at Pete's Coffee in Monterey, and this woman and her husband come, and it's like I'm on the closing crew, so it's a little later. And the guy was with kind of obnoxious, started kind of being like, did she have an Arrogant Bastard Ale thing on? They start talking about it, and she's like, no, I work in their marketing department or something like that. And he's like, I'll give you your coffee for free if you give me an Arrogant Bastard Ale sweatshirt. Which wild. Like we're talking $4 was $40. Like, all right. Like I would never have the balls to do that. So she's like, yeah, no problem. Give me your address, blah, 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 blah. Motherfucker just rang them up. I'm the one making the drinks, and I'm making the drinks, and the woman comes over to me and she goes, what's your address? I go, oh, no, that's all right. And she goes, no, it's okay. Like, tell me your address. And she sent me an Arrogant Bastard Ale long sleeve red shirt that I still have to this day.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
Yeah,
so that's how you got. Yeah. So that's how you got
I
that.
got that. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was gosh, 2010,
2010. Wow, dude.
2011, 2010. That was 2010.
Seems like so long ago.
It was so long ago. But yeah, wild. So yeah, I've had that shirt, and now it's got holes in the pit and all that.
It's a nice little
love that
memory.
shirt. Yeah, totally. Number one, you could already guessed it.
Oh, dude, Stella. Yeah,
Stella.
man.
This has been my jam for a couple years now, probably year and a half. Ice cold Stella, and like when I had my grill, fuck, and I just sit out in the sun and grill and drink Dos Equis or Stella just all afternoon long, and you can just keep putting them away, and it's amazing. Anyway,
Stella, dude. I actually had some Stella this weekend. Yeah, with my dad. Yeah.
I feel like your Uncle Sean, it was the first time I had Stella when we went to England that first time in 08. And we're watching, footy. And he gave us, I want to say they were like room temp. They were warm. But they were still like, it was like, oh, drinking beer.
Try
All right.
this out. Yeah. Yeah.
we were
Especially, yeah, we
good
were
little
young.
kids. Like we didn't do that.
We're like, oh
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. So
dude.
shout out
Stella. Yeah, you know
Stella.
what? I'm surprised and not surprised. 'Cause I know you've been drinking a lot more Stella recently. So,
Yeah.
but for your number one, yeah, dude.
It's not the champagne of beers, but in my heart, it's the champagne of beers. Like it's just the perfect amount of crisp and like prestige, and the green bottle with the white.
Yeah, I
Like
always
this
like
is a good looking design.
the design's always been really cool with
Yeah.
Stella. It still looks like I
It's
don't know,
regal.
yeah. Funny, kind of funny thing with I mentioned I had some Stellas with my dad this weekend. The hotel that my parents stayed at was like they call it a Marriott resident. So I think it's for people who stay there and they stay for like more than a few days. So there's like a kitchen and like a fridge and
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
But the
Kind of
fun,
like renting it.
yeah, but the funny thing is the hotel literally next door to it. Like I could go from the parking lot of this Marriott to this place, but there was a Bevmo right there. So my dad was like, after we had dinner,
I bet your
he's
dad
like,
was stoked.
yeah, he's like, do you want to grab some beer? I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Hell yeah.
So we grabbed just like a 6-pack of Stella, and yeah, we just sat and just watched some TV to finish out the night. So it was really cool, and I haven't had Stella in a minute, so it was freaking delicious,
Right
dude.
on. Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
I lo-
I'm excited to hear your list.
my list it's okay. It has a few kind of like yours. I was thinking there's a lot of local kind of breweries and places that we've kind of lived, and they come out with their own brews, and there's a lot of microbreweries these days, but sometimes just taste really good. So I'm reading off my phone here. Let's see. Number 5, I don't drink stouts all that often, but I do like stouts every now and then. And for number 5, I got Belching Beaver's Peanut Butter Stout. This stout,
Whoa.
I don't know
Belgians
how.
or Belgians?
Belching Beaver Peanut Butter Stout. I think they make
Whoa.
all sorts of different flavored ones, but yeah, for stout, I was it's usually sometimes it's like really bitter, and then sometimes on the other end it's kind of more like sweet and kind of chocolatey or whatever. And I don't know how I got introduced to this beer, but I remember it was available at my local grocery store, just like when I was living in Pasadena. And every now and then I would go across and buy maybe like a couple pints, or maybe 2 or 3. I think they did like one of those things where you can combine and get some.
Yeah, those are always fun.
That's always fun. So I took a gamble on it, and I was like, oh, that'd be kind of an interesting flavor. And I gotta admit, it's actually pretty tasty.
Hell yeah.
A stout, I always I always feel like they're kind of desserty beers. So I would maybe
that's a good
finish
call.
off the night with like a peanut butter stout or something.
Oh,
Or maybe not.
oh.
Yeah.
That's heavy. Like I'm just gonna end on the heaviest
Yeah.
fucking plunk.
If I'm getting like
What?
plastered, maybe not, but if I'm just having like a few drinks and
Okay, all right, I guess.
and if I do it right, I can it's enough of a bottle that I could probably either divvy it up throughout the night or pour like a little glass or something like that. But yeah, weirdly enough, I really like it, and it's been a minute since I've had it, but you would think peanut butter kind of stout flavored beer would be interesting. And I thought it was gonna be like really heavy, but it was like not too like too much peanut butter. Peanut butter can get kind of overwhelming in flavor. So it was a good balance of all that. So yeah, Belching Beaver for number 5. Number 4, I'm a Heineken guy. I love Heineken.
Get your hands off my honey, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because my dad drank Heinekens like when I was growing up. So maybe I think Heineken was maybe my first beer that I tried. I don't know.
Damn. Okay.
I remember when we had Heinekens when we were in Amsterdam. Damn, when we were over there, because dude, the beer just tasted like so much different over
Right?
there. So.
Like from the farm, pretty much. Yeah, it was good.
So yeah,
It was real
Heineken for sure is always going to be a favorite, and it's got like that kind of It's got like a distinct. I don't know where it lies on the kind of beer flavor scale or whatever, but it's a I guess a Belgium type beer, so it has that flavor to it, and it's a little bit stronger at times.
Yeah.
But I do like that flavor of the beer, and weirdly enough, yeah, it's one of those like beers that kind of gives me like when when you smell a beer, sometimes I don't know, sometimes it gives you like a memory of something, but Heineken always gives me that feeling. I don't know why.
Remember
Maybe
that
because it's just been
dumpster
around
that
it.
I peed on?
Yeah,
Mm.
that time I threw up below the fence. Yeah, so yeah, Heineken for number 4.
Heineken, I like it.
Let's see. I think I. Oh, okay, I switched these. So number 3. It's funny. My next 2 are IPAs. So I've got number 3. I'm actually currently drinking it right now. Longitude IPA.
Ooh.
Kind of their basic Indian Pale Ale. I think this one's brewed in Petaluma, California, actually.
That's right. That's right.
Been digging the IPAs recently because they're a little bit higher in alcohol content. So, it'd be nice just to have a few beers, or at least and I feel pretty decent instead of like trying to shotgun a whole bunch. I mean, I'm not trying to get drunk, super drunk.
Are you
these
trying to
days.
shotgun? I've never successfully shotgun.
I mean, honestly, I haven't been drinking as much lately, but yeah,
Neither. Yeah.
it's I think for me, it's like, hey, want to have a nice drink, maybe a little buzz, and IPAs definitely do it. I can only have like so many of these in a round because they're very bold flavored beers, and I've had a few different. There's the Pliny, there's 2 of them, Pliny the Younger and Older.
Yeah.
Those I think were probably the smoothest IPAs I've ever tried. But this one's my go-to. I think it deserves to be on the list because I usually get these or pick these up from the grocery store. So and yeah, I can have like maybe 2 of these. I feel pretty good, and they're not like, I don't feel like super full after. So
Well, that's
yeah.
a good thing because IPAs can do that to you.
Yeah. So, and then I guess that goes to my number 2, which is Steely IPA, or West Coast Steely IPA, which is actually brewed at 47 in the Hills, a brewery that we've been to in South San Francisco.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And the funny thing about this brewery is, since I've been living in LA, they built this brewery in kind of the industrial area of South San Francisco. So they built like this brewery inside this kind of warehouse, and they, obviously have an area where you can sit and have beers and all that stuff. And they brew, of course, their own beer there. And yeah, I think that the last time I saw you there too, I think I had this IPA, and it was really good. It again with IPAs, I think I'm a little more picky on it because they're so bold of like a flavor. So
Yeah.
I like the ones where it's not like, it's kind of like, honestly, it's kind of like coffee, in a way. When you have coffee, like sometimes the flavor sticks around and it's, very strong from the get go. Or sometimes like it's very, bitter or smooth. I think IPAs are kind of similar where it's like you can have like a really bold flavor and the taste kind of sticks around, throughout the night or whatever. But I felt like the Steely IPA was just the right amount. And I think it was a little bit lighter as far as maybe one of these guys. So I think that's why I liked it the most. And of course, it's higher in alcohol content. So
We love that.
we love that. So yeah, Steely IPA, West Coast. And then my number 1, which I don't know why I'm not drinking this right now, but I still love Newcastle, dude. Newcastle brown
You are
ale.
a Newcastle bitch.
I prefer the older label because they have like new labels on them now. But I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe a nostalgia thing with because aside from Heineken, I remember my dad drinking a lot of Newcastle growing up, and my dad would call it Nuki Brown. It would be like the short term name for it. And yeah, it was my introduction to like brown ale, which was interesting. And now that when I go to bars, sometimes I ask if they have like their own like brown ale. And
You ask that?
sometimes, I
You
mean,
say that out loud
do
to
you have
someone?
any brown ale? I don't
Like,
know.
how dare you ask me that? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, out of all the out of all the different like types of beers, I guess like I typically tend to go the brown ale route. I think, yeah, because like I like stouts, but I know brown ale is a little different, but yeah, it's kind of in the middle. It's like darker
Yeah, yeah.
flavor, but it still has kind of that
It's
lighter
got that
flavor to it,
body.
the body to it. So
Yeah.
and yeah, Newcastle brown ale. And I don't know why I always picture like growing up, like my dad would drink it. We'd have like fish and chips sometimes, and I don't know. It was weird. It was a very distinct bottle. The look
Yeah.
of it. So yeah, Newcastle brown ale.
That's a good list. That's a
Yeah,
good list.
man.
Yours is much more ale IPA heavy.
I'm
I wasn't.
I surprised myself, dude. I was like, whoa, I thought I was
Yeah, you're
gonna
on the
have
darker
yeah,
trend there. Heavier.
yeah, a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
But I don't know. These days, I'm like, dude, I'm way more into like the flavors, and there's a lot of options out there.
Why don't you go?
And
Why don't you go wax your mustache, you little son of a bitch?
there's a lot of options out there, but yeah, I don't know. I've been more at least adventurous as far as trying different beers, but at the same time, I kind of go to my typical, beers when I pick something up. So that's kind of been the case. If it's like if I'm at a restaurant that like maybe that's their specialty, or maybe it's like a brewery, like of course I'll be trying like their beers that they offer, or anything seasonal too. I think was kind of a cool one. So yeah, that's kind of it. But I've been
Hell
enjoying
yeah.
these IPAs, dude. Honestly, like I just had two
Yeah.
of these and I'm good. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah. The corner store down the street from me sells these giant ones.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's so weird because like we're seeing each other on Zoom.
Yeah, it's hard to tell,
So
but
it's a lot bigger.
yeah,
Oh yeah, dude.
it's pretty giant. Good.
I didn't realize that. So you like held it
Yeah,
up like that.
I'm feeling it. So yeah, it's not telling me how big this guy is. I should know this. Oh well, we can move on. We can move on. I can keep looking.
Probably probably a little less than a pint, I would think, right? Or it might be a pint.
Here we go.
Right?
Here we go.
A U.S. pint, I guess. Yeah.
60 millimeters. That doesn't tell me what I need. Oh well,
60.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We can't do this. We can't do this on air. All right.
Well, Joey, this brings us to our next list, which is still in the drinks realm, and
It is.
in light of St. Patrick's Day. So, Joey, what are your top 5 favorite mixed drinks / cocktails?
Well,
I guess. Yeah.
So usually, I'm not a mixed drink kind of guy. Jameson is my go-to. I'll have Jameson on the rocks. That's just, I love it. But if we're going mixed drinks, number 5, I am putting a like before you're allowed to drink, you might make Fatorade.
Oh,
Which
dude.
is you get one of these Gatorade bottles and you empty out like a quarter to a half, and you fill the other half with like vodka, and then you shake that shit and you drink it, and it's called Fatorade, and it's delicious. And yeah, I haven't had it since I was probably 19 or 20, but it is very good, and I highly recommend. This is how far back I've had to reach for
Dude,
mixed
I feel
drinks,
you.
because I was like, I'm not gonna put AMF on here, you know what I mean? So number 4, Alicia and I went over to her friend's place a few blocks away, and her buddy Andrew made me this drink called the Sazerac. And apparently it's like one of the first mixed drinks, cocktails to kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
big. I don't know.
You know what's so funny? It goes back to my shirt. Oh, we'll go back to it because it's in my shirt.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, it has to do with that drink.
It ties with it? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I never heard of it before. This thing was beautiful. Like he spent like 20 minutes just making this one drink, and it was like perfect. I didn't want to drink it because it was like perfect. But yeah, and that drink, you know, it's like, oh, I drink whiskey straight up. But these drinks that this dude was making were like hitting. But then I also realized, we got back at 2 a.m. and we went there at 7 at night. It was like, and we weren't like going, but it was steady. You know what I
Steady.
mean? So, and that was the last drink. Um, yeah, very good.
Yeah.
It was very good. Sounds right. All right. Number 3. If I feel like having, little something with my brunch, I'm gonna go a Ramos Gin Fizz.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't think I've tried
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
What is
just
that?
regular Gin Fizz? Have you ever?
I've had.
I don't.
I think I have a gin fizz. Is it
Yeah.
just a different way
It's
to
just
make it,
gin
or
fizz.
that's just a fizz?
I don't know. There was there was a place called Crema in Pacific Grove that used to make them. It was my favorite one, but on the menu they called it a Ramos Gin Fizz. For what reason, I don't know. I don't know if it was different from regular Gin Fizz, but Gin Fizzes are good. And I've also ordered a Gin Fizz in another bar and had everyone in the bar make fun of me. Um, I want to specify that it was a bar attached to a restaurant, so it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like no one would have ordered this. It wasn't a dive bar. You know what I mean? But yeah, everyone fucking made fun of me. Anyway, I had to share that. It was traumatic. Number 2, my heyday of drinking, of going hard. I was waking up hungover a lot, and depending on the severity, when I would walk and get breakfast, I would go to the sports bar, and they served really good Mexican food, some breakfast. And so if my hangover wasn't too bad, I'd get a Stella, maybe 2. But if my hangover was really bad, I'd get a gin and tonic.
Ooh, gin and tonic. All right.
Yeah, and it's just I'm back to neutral, baby.
Yeah.
I'm back to like, okay, all right, we're good. I eat this breakfast quesadilla, and all is right in the world. I'm gonna go buy some records, walk home, and get back in bed.
Oh, that
Or
sounds
listen to
so good.
records.
That sounds so good, dude.
Yeah. So G&T got me through some times. Number 1 though, it's an old fashioned.
Of course, yeah, dude.
It's classy. It's, oh yes. Oh, tell me more about this talk mock. Yes. It's a solid drink, and it takes you kind of back in time, really. I feel, like I should be wearing suspenders when I'm drinking a old fashioned. And if you get it, like I love Joe's, but they don't make a good old fashioned. They just kind of crush all the ingredients together, and it's floating in the bottom of your fucking drink, and you're like getting pulp in your mouth. You're like, this sucks. But you go somewhere classy where they make it like real classy, and you've got just this slice of orange peel that's
Yeah, dude.
and you're just like, you got the cherries through the toothpick, and you're just like, yeah, oh man, it's this place called Seven Dolores in Carmel. They do a smoked old fashioned. So they make your old fashioned and they put it in this like glass dome thing with a hose, and then he lights something over here, and the thing fills with smoke, and it smells and tastes like a campfire.
Oh,
It is
that's
amazing.
interesting.
He takes it off in front of you, and the smoke just comes at you.
Yo, okay. Okay.
It's just coming off the glass. Yes.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing.
I'm down with that.
Yeah. So old fashioned, preferably a smoked old fashioned. There we go.
Dude, I like, dude, I'm not surprised, because I know that is one of your favorite.
Because you're a
drinks.
creature of habit, and you do the same shit over and over and over again.
I mean, it's my number 1 too, because I've decided like that is my.
Cheers.
If I'm going out for a drink and I order a mixed drink or a cocktail, old fashioned all the way. And I think for all those reasons, man, just like if you go to a place that makes it just right and has the, with the orange slices. Actually, my roommate's boyfriend actually showed me how to make one last year. I think that's what I did for my birthday last year. Actually, my roommate's
a pretty fucking cool birthday.
My roommate's
actually.
boyfriend showed me how to make an old fashioned from scratch, and it's actually fairly easy.
Did you actually like, barrel the alcohol and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like
it took
have the
me a few
grain
years to
and
do it, and
hell yeah. That's
no,
so cool from scratch.
yeah, and you know what? It's even tastier. It's like, when you make some, you've made drinks before, and like, I think when you make something for yourself and you try it, like, I don't know, it just tasted like so much better. I don't know.
Really? I tried to make old fashions on New Year's Eve for me and my brother, and we were like,
There's a key to it. Like with I think the key was, from what I remember when he taught me, the way you do the ice and the way you mix it together. There's like a certain way you kind of do that process, and that makes for, obviously, so it's not watered. One, it's not watered down, but it's cool as far as the liquor in there, and then I think I tend to put, like, I think I put a little more sugar in. I think it was like brown sugar or something like that in mine.
I love brown sugar.
It's I think that's probably my
Love
favorite
brown sugar.
part. Like, it does have a sweeter taste to it, and yeah, it was a whole. It's not like super complicated, but there is a science and like process,
Oh,
I guess, to making
absolutely.
drinks,
Yeah.
right? Like,
It's like cooking. It's like, it's like
exactly,
it's
yeah.
at Starbucks or wherever, you know what I mean? It's all that. It's craft.
Craft
Um,
and timing and all that stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, like yeah, old fashioned all the way, dude. I've
Hell
never
yeah.
tried a smoked old fashioned though. That sounds super interesting.
We'll have to go get them sometime.
What was the place in, was it in Monterey? They did like a aged old fashioned. Am I thinking of
Ah,
that?
yes. You are thinking of Lala Oceanside. And
Yeah.
they had a speakeasy down below called Angel Share. And they had special Angel Share mixed drinks. And they had old fashioned, maybe a Manhattan, and a couple other things that were just aged cocktails, not aged alcohol, aged fucking cocktails,
Cocktails.
So good. We had a couple before Star Wars, right?
Yeah, okay, that's what I was like,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
went
yeah.
there. Yeah, I was like, oh, why would we go there? And yeah, that was before we saw Star Wars Force Awakens, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Man,
got
yeah.
properly. We were kind of
Yeah.
toasty going into Star Wars.
And we're like, in 3D, and it's like opening night and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so good. Yes.
I actually, weirdly, I know this is like separate from our list. I remember when we watched that movie and the credit roll came up, and I remember everyone in the theater going like this, like, "Oh my god, oh my god, it's the Star Wars crawl and in 3D," and everyone's just like, "Oh shit." Yeah, I don't know why I thought of that.
I don't
It's like,
remember that at all. The only moment I really remember is when she's like, "Not that ship, it's garbage," and then the garbage will do, and they zoom pan
they
to
pan
the
over.
Millennium Falcon, and the John Williams score kicks in. You're like,
Oh
"Oh,
shit.
okay, this is cool."
Yeah.
Would later not like that movie, but that's okay. That comes
It's all
later.
good. It's all good.
It's about the experience. That was a
It's
good
all
experience.
good. Yeah, I remember that night. That was such a fun night, and yeah, aged old fashions. Never would have thought they would do something like that.
Oh, good.
Okay, here we go. Number 5.
Dun, 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 dun.
You kind of mentioned it earlier. It's an Adios
Sorry.
motherfucker, dude.
Oh, yeah, you're going there?
Yeah, because you know what? It was I think it was my ritual, like, drink, maybe. Like, it was the last drink I remember on my 21st birthday.
Oh, that was my first drink on my
That
21st.
was your, yeah, dude.
Wow.
I don't think I've had one since. But
Me neither.
and I'm thinking, like, why is that on my top 5 list now? Because it's like I never have it. But I kind of like you, dude. I don't really drink cocktails or mixed drinks as much as these days. But I remember how, like, one, it looks super cool. It's all blue and like it has, like, I don't know how many different liquors in it. It's got like tequila.
It's
and
got everything in it. Yeah.
white rum or
Tequila,
something.
gin, vodka. Yeah, all that
It
shit.
was the ultimate kind of mixed drink with just all that
Anything
shit in
kind
there.
of clear. With
Yeah,
like what, pineapple
yeah.
juice?
And
maybe, I don't know.
yeah, it's like, yeah, it had like a hint of pineapple juice, and like it had this, blue tint to it. So like, you just,
What was the blue from?
I don't know, man, but
I don't know either.
you're right. It was all the clear stuff, so it like just hit all that from existence, and you just had this blue like tropical drink. And they went down easy, gotta say. They were definitely, yeah, they were definitely one of those like you can get a few of those. So yeah, I maybe I'm just going off of nostalgia again. Like it did remind me of like kind of that earlier time in our lives with going out for drinks and stuff. And yeah, I don't know, it looks just like crazy. I always think of that scene in Wayne's World where they're having the dinner with Benjamin and Garth gets that huge like cocktail glass.
Yeah.
And I think it's like blue, and I don't know. I don't think it's Audios motherfucker in there.
He shoots, he scores.
Yeah. It reminds me of that kind of like yeah, it's almost like a tropical kind of drink or whatever. But yeah, Audios motherfucker. It's deceiving. Deceiving.
It is
for sure.
Well, here's quick thing about AMFs.
Ooh,
right.
okay.
So I did order them once more after. So I didn't even order on my 21st birthday. I got to the bar on my 21st at midnight, and a friend who's already there was drinking this. So it was maybe a quarter drink, and if that. And she goes, here. So that was my first legal drink. Yeah, in America. But I ordered it again. I was trying to get drunk one time. This is years and years ago. We're at Buffalo Wild Wings. I drank 2 of these and was able to drive home.
What?
So the moral of the story is Buffalo Wild Wings waters down their drinks, and I want my money back.
I feel you, dude. Especially if it's like a few of those different liquors in that drink. Like
come on, that should have put me on my ass.
Yeah.
Did nothing.
Man. Oh, dude. Yeah. I still don't know what exactly goes into that drink. So the mystery.
Hold on.
Of it.
We have the internet at our hands.
We do have the internet.
Talking.
What is in this drink, guys?
An AMF drink. Here we go. It is vodka, rum, tequila, gin, blue curacao, and sweet and sour mix to a highball glass with ice and stir. Top with Sprite or 7-Up, garnish with a lemon wedge and preserved cherry.
Preserved cherry.
That is quite a bit.
Yeah. And that's what that blue stuff is in there too.
The blue, I don't know how to say that word because it's got a weird accent on the bottom of the C. Not weird, but blue curacao, and sweet and sour mix to a highball glass with ice and stir. Jesus, vodka, rum, tequila, gin. Vodka, rum, tequila, gin.
Oh, dude, I don't know why that's like. It sounds good when you read.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't actually. But what's the thing? What's the thing? Like, don't never like mix your liquors.
Oh, you can mix. You can mix. It's just where you start and where you end.
Yeah. So, anyways, Audios motherfucker. You get on my list today because now I know what's in you. So,
what is in you?
Number 4. I can't remember when I had this one last, but it's a simple mixed drink, I would say. It's a Malibu Sunset, which is Malibu rum. I believe it's I can never say this. Grenadine. And I'm missing the last thing. Why am I missing it? I think it's something. It's either the pineapple or coconut. Let me see. Malibu Sunset.
Well, I've never had one of these, but I'll tell you, Shawnee, the next time we visit 1986, let's have one together.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Malibu Sunset, it just feels like something people in the 80s with white jackets would have drank. I don't know.
I could totally it's for sure. And maybe that's why it was abundance maybe around that time or something. It's Malibu rum, pineapple juice, and grenadine.
Ooh.
Which is kind of funny because that kind of it's kind of close to our boys drink freaking what's it called? Malibu rum 151 and pineapple juice. Tech 9. Is it Tech 9?
Tech 9.
Tech Nine's
Nine.
drink, dude.
Yeah.
Uh,
Damn.
what was that drink called, dude? Drink.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Carabaloo was the is
Caribou.
the song name. Yeah.
So when I think of that, I automatically think of our old roommate Miles.
Miles, dude.
Um,
Yeah.
and Miles was really there, kind of taking our hands, like this is how we drink, and showing us the way, kind of, while simultaneously being kind of one of us. But uh, I'll never forget, like, one thing that's always stuck with me. I remember him at parties, like in the dorm room, not even before we advanced out and like had room to do it, just in the dorm room. Um, him being like bartender and him being like, you use a knife when you stir, never a spoon, like, and I still today when I'm making drinks at home, like I always grab the knife. I never grab a spoon to stir my drink.
Dude, I remember when he introduced us to that drink. I don't know why that's not on this list. I don't drink it often, but I would take a Malibu Sunset over 151. Is like, I mean, we've probably talked about this liquor before, but it's I mean, it's like
151.
it's like straight gasoline from what I remember. When if you have it just straight up, yeah, I'm sure we made that drink. Yeah, we did. For sure. But yeah, I'll take the lighter version, which is I guess similar to a Malibu Sunset. Yeah, that's my number 4.
I like it.
Number 3, yeah, man, mimosas, dude. Mimosas, super simple. Orange juice,
Truth.
champagne. I guess that's kind of the only time I'm really drinking champagne. And honestly, like if you're having like, usually it's for like brunch and that kind of stuff. But you know what? I've had mimosas like that, early in the morning, and they taste pretty good. Dude. So
mimosas, I feel like, are for happy people. I don't feel like I'm allowed to partake in a mimosa. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Like it's weird because it's yeah, you could definitely taste it. Like you could taste like it's straight up like it's champagne, dude. Like the bubblies.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't
It's
know.
a little spicy, it kind of
Yeah, tickles
kinda
a little bit there.
tingles right there. Yeah.
Tingles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, when the last time I probably had it, probably at like some sort of maybe. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had a mimosa. I think I actually I made one here. It was probably right after like New Year's maybe because I had some champagne.
That's a class act, Shawnee.
Around. Yeah, and I was like, am I gonna just, I could sit around and drink champagne, I guess, but I got, if I could pick up some orange juice real quick, I can just make this real quick and kind of have like a mimosa. So
There
yeah.
you go.
And you know what?
Kind of, baby. You did it.
And honestly, I feel like it's one of the simplest ones to make. I think you just half and half. I would think. I've had
3/4 and a quarter. However you want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, mimosas, dude, all the way. So that's my number 3. And then number 2, kind of what I usually get if I go out to a bar, which I totally miss right now. It's been quite a minute since I've been to like a legit bar since the pandemic, but rum and Coke, dude. Like a rum and Coke.
Are you a rum and Coke guy? How have I never known this about you? You're
I,
a rum and Coke guy?
I switch off. So I don't know. I could say whiskey and Coke every now. Yeah. I do mostly like maybe Jack and Cokes, but rum and Coke every now and then. I
that you were a rum guy ever.
I don't
feel like
mind
we
it.
never drank rum together.
I don't
drunk
mind
everything
it.
together.
Yeah.
I feel betrayed.
No,
I feel hurt.
don't be.
Jesus.
Rum and Coke, yeah. Like I'll take
Drown
it,
myself.
man. I'll take it. Like it's another simple, I would say, drink to make. I kind of tend to go for the cocktails or the mixed drinks that are simple and they probably have like 1 or 2 ingredients in them, so they're easy to make, and you could tell when they're like weak or when they're strong. Because some of the other stuff kind of hides all that. But yeah, I don't know. I know that's probably cheating because I probably prefer, if anything, whiskey and Coke more over than rum and Coke.
Have at it, though. What's your list? I was just caught off guard.
Oh
I feel
no,
like I've
no, it's
never seen you
cool.
drink rum.
I was thinking in my head too. I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Like I usually tend to go whiskey more than rum. Um, speaking like it's been like I can't remember the last time I went to a
You
bar.
know what I
It's
like
like,
to do sometimes is say, oh, I didn't put a 7 and 7 on here.
oh my
I'm
gosh,
taking off Faderade, seven and
yeah,
seven,
seven
but
and sevens too, right?
yeah, just whiskey seven. Mm,
Yeah, that's
quite good.
simple. That's
Yeah,
simple. And maybe that's the thing with mixed drinks for me. I like the simple ones because they're just easy to make, probably cheaper, and yeah, they're yeah, you know what you're getting in it. So
do
yeah, and
you?
then number one, old fashioned, all the way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I like these lists. I don't drink as much as it sounds like we're probably alcoholics on this show, but I don't drink as much as I used to, man. Like, and I like enjoying a couple beers, at the end of the night, and always, I'm always kind of interested in trying out new stuff, which is really cool. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about that. I cannot wait till we can go to like a bar together, when this pandemic is over. Maybe we could indulge in some of these mixed beverages.
It
And
sounds like it's getting closer. I don't know.
I don't know,
I
man.
don't
It's
know.
so weird. Like every time I hear like listen to the radio, it's just like, so the next few months are like very important because if people don't like continue
Yeah.
doing their isolating, then we can just be in another. We just be in the same place as we were even with the vaccine. So, people wear your masks out there, social distance, and if you have the opportunity to get the vaccine, definitely go for it. Um, yeah, that's my
Yeah.
public service announcement for today.
Couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better. There's more and more people when I'm walking Marty in the mornings, just not wearing masks. Middle of the day, not wearing, and it's like it's only been the last like week that I've started to notice it. Everyone around here has usually been pretty good, but
Yeah,
it's people are doing away, and maybe they're vaccinated. I don't know. I shouldn't judge, but
it's
it's a
it's so
weird social
weird,
thing now that
dude.
I'm going to be, I want to walk up to these people and be like, I see it in your hand. Put it around your fucking face. I'm
Yeah.
walking by you. I've got mine on. Shit. Sorry.
Whereas,
That's
no, it's
my
cool, man.
PSA.
I am as frustrated as you are with the humans. Yeah, just people in general.
Humans.
So,
Yeah, I feel that.
um, which kind of goes to my share time a little bit.
Please.
There's I mentioned this to you off air, but there is a new South Park episode that aired. It's their vaccination special episode.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I just watched it the other day, and I don't know. South Park is I've always admired the guys behind South Park because they, even though it's a funny, like, kind of ridiculous animated show, they always kind of say what's up. I feel like they always kind of put their message across, and sometimes reverberating kind of what maybe some of the kind of what people are thinking about what's happening in our world today. And
Sure.
they did this like pandemic special thing a few months ago, and then they did this. Yeah, that one was an interesting one.
That was, I don't know. I was like, huh.
Yeah, they went a little overboard on that one, but I'm just like take it as it is because it's like, dude, you guys have done so many ridiculous shit on this show
Yeah.
as it is. And then the vaccination special one was funny because they're talking about obviously the people who are being able to vaccinate right now, like the elder people, people in healthcare and stuff. But they crack fun of that as kind of like what you're saying, kind of like a social thing where people are vaccinated are the cool kids, and the older people are like going, they're vaccinated, so they're going out and they're partying and like getting super plastered and shit. So it's funny, and but it also they bring up some very interesting points and things to think about, and then they of course they take their shot at QAnon in that episode. So
I,
but yeah,
you know,
oh good.
I'll just say this, folks, whoever's listening, I don't need to see you getting a picture taken while you're getting your vaccination. I believe you. I'm not going to question it. I I'm so sick of seeing people being like, and with the needle. Like, first of all, I don't want to see a needle in you. Second of all, it's some weird like patting yourself on the back. Just no. I mean, at
No.
first it wasn't, but now it is. So just knock it off.
I
That's all I'm
feel
gonna
you,
say.
dude. It's all, yeah. I feel you, man.
Yeah,
It's a
people
weird
bug me.
time, man. Like it's like I just read about the vaccine that's in Germany, or like that particular vaccine they have in Europe isn't as effective, and I
On
think they're gonna
cows.
on cows. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird time, man, and I do have an opportunity to get vaccinated. So I'm definitely gonna try to do that as soon as I can.
Nice.
When it's available, which is kind of the tough part right now, is just trying to get scheduled for it. But I'm with you, man. Like it's just weird. Like I don't understand why people can't like follow very simple instructions, but that's
I
just people
mean,
for you,
can't you?
you know?
You grew up in a punk band. Any
Yeah,
type of instruction, you're gonna go,
yeah.
"Ooh,"
Fuck this shit.
and there's a part of me that wants to do that, but then you have to
Yeah,
stop and you have to grow the fuck up and you have to think about everyone around you.
yeah, yeah,
It's not about you contracting the disease, it's about someone else contracting it because of you, right?
yeah.
So,
It's
yeah,
a yeah. It's a interesting time, and yeah, hopefully other people will be able to get vaccinated soon. I think they're doing like obviously in like phases. So
right.
since I'm
I'm not eligible yet in
yeah,
SF County.
and that was the that was an interesting, I think, topic they kind of hit on in the South Park episode. They talk about who is able to be vaccinated, and even people who are maybe still in education, or in other parts that would be considered like kind of the first line responder or whatever. Um, but yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting next few months just to see kind of the what's gonna happen. Um, I don't want to be negative or anything, but I've kind of see this kind of going the opposite route where I don't think
Oh
anyone's
yeah,
gonna really listen and not wear masks, and
of course.
which is not surprising for me because we've just seen it all this last year.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. I don't know.
It's a
Apparently,
bummer.
yeah. Apparently, like this next few months, like in springtime, is last spring. That's when they saw a lot of the surges of COVID-19. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be This is our second springtime. So yeah. So everyone social isolate. If you get vaccinated, get a chance to yeah. Just be careful, everyone, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get through this. So. Anyways, Joe, my other topic I wanted to share with you, because you mentioned the drink
Sazerac.
Sazerac. I think so I watched Coming to America 2,
Oh, did you now?
um,
I didn't.
or Coming to America with the two.
Coming
Yeah.
to America.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. It's interesting to see, like, I mean, it's great to see Eddie Murphy, obviously, kind of back into this character, and it's very vibrant of a movie. There's a lot of great stuff they shoot in it, and visually looks really cool. It's tough to say. It was, I guess it's like it's in that category of like it's a feel good movie. You're just in it to kind of like I'm not judging it too much on like, oh, is this like even possible or
It's not
whatever.
Citizen Kane.
I don't know. I mean, it did feel it had remnants of the first film, I would say. So
Does it do that sequel comedy thing where they just recycle jokes from the first movie? I hate that shit.
nah, they put a lot of they put a few flashbacks in there to kind of like, oh, remember that time, kind of like that, and the story is quite similar to the first one, which I was like, ugh, I wish they
That's a bummer.
they could have done a little bit something different like with that, especially it's like so many years later, and you would think they would kind of break the wheel a little bit on that one.
Somebody on fucking Reddit probably has a whole universe mapped out that's very original. It doesn't,
Yeah.
just saying, just
It's,
saying.
but
It's probably out there.
I like what they do with it, and they do push it forward, even especially for, because in this movie he has like his family now, and he has daughters, and all this stuff's happening. So obviously it's setting up for who's going to be the next heir or heiress of the prince, dynasty or
Sure.
whatever. So yeah, it's definitely I was a little disappointed in as far as Eddie Murphy's character. From what he learned from the first movie, it didn't seem like he learned about that. Like it didn't seem like he grew from the experience he had from the first movie.
Just
And
repeating the same arc.
yeah, and I could say that
Yeah.
maybe that is to the point of like, well, he tried so hard to be not like his father, and he still ended up becoming kind of like his father. So I could see that, like, they kept that in there to say like, maybe maybe he tried to change and maybe he didn't, so that, like, that kind of disappointed me. But overall, I enjoyed the film, and I thought it was pretty funny. But there's a Leslie Jones is in the movie, and I believe she orders that drink in the
Yeah.
movie.
No way.
And yeah, and I remember, like, I was like, what? I was like, I've never heard of that drink before, and
Yeah, I never heard of it.
I had to look it
until
up, and then
few
it's
weeks
funny
ago, yeah.
you mention it. So I don't know. It's like a weird connection to the movie, but I did see that this
That's
last
wild.
weekend. So, yeah, that's kind of my share. I don't have much to share right now. But yeah, check it out. Coming to America.
Right on.
Joey,
on, bud.
do you have anything to share this week, dude?
Honestly, no.
Nothing.
I can't think of anything.
Don't worry, we'll have plenty to say. Man, I can't wait to
Yeah.
talk about this Justice League movie because I can't wait to hear what you're gonna say about it.
Both my possible share times, WandaVision and like the 1 year of the pandemic, we kind of blew our load at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
I was going to share one of those, wound up sharing both. Apologies. But yeah, I did see our good friend Andrew Hopkins
Oh
over
man,
the
I miss
weekend.
Andrew.
I miss him too, and it was so good to see him. And excited to make more music.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
we're definitely cooking, and yeah, we're planning out some music releases. So hopefully, yeah, we'll be having those come soon, and then we should have we should have Simon and Andrew back on again for another show
when the EP is ready.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I'm stoked. Yeah,
I'm very excited.
We'll share that with the audience, and yeah, man, yeah, hopefully, yeah. I'm that's the biggest part, dude. Honestly, that's the biggest part I'm missing the most, especially during this time. It's one, just seeing like friends, but also just like playing music with you guys, and
Yeah.
that is the
We were on the
Yeah.
not like that we were going to be famous or nothing, but we were playing again, you know, and it was great. It was so much fun. Andrew had a good point with that though. He was like, everyone's had a year off. It's leveled the playing field. We come back strong. We come back, boom.
Yeah. No, I agree with him, man. That's and the crazy thing is we played together for so long, and obviously we're good friends, and there's something like I feel like nothing can ever match that. As far as like we've had such a history with each other, and we've written songs for so long. It's really, I mean, honestly, I hate to say it sounds cheesy, but it is a very special, kind of camaraderie. I don't know, like our band is there's something about the band, and we learn so much about music and playing, and obviously our experiences of us growing up and stuff. So like it's just so. It's always going to be a huge part of our. I feel like it's always going to be a part of our a huge part of our lives, and I'm so happy that we're continuing to do that, and it's kind of our extension of ourselves in a way. So, yeah, I cannot wait, dude. Hopefully, we'll be able to. Yeah, obviously we'll release some music. We'll share it to you guys in the audience, and then, if we ever have a chance to, you know what, I just came up with a crazy idea.
Care to share? Or do you want to share that offline?
We should stream a concert. on
Ooh, that's a good idea.
because we can't really. I mean, we can try to book a gig, I guess, right now, but
We could do like an outdoor thing, but I don't know who would have us. You know what I mean?
yeah,
What do you guys play?
we
Fuck
definitely
off.
we could do that.
We
Oh
could do
shit!
that.
And we could stream it to Twitch or something. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that just
It's a
came
good
off
idea.
the top of
It's
my
a
head.
good idea.
So yeah, we'll be able to bring you guys more content. I guess that's the thing I'm getting at. But yeah, dude, I'm excited, man, just to
Me
get
too.
back into it.
Me too.
And then of course top fives. We're definitely bringing you guys some more. We're gonna hopefully have more guests on. We're actually working on a weekly segment too as well. So we'll
Trying
have
to
more
figure
of
that
that.
out.
And then yeah, you guys have a happy I guess St. Patrick's Day and
Happy St. Patty's Day.
happy St. Patty's and be safe out there.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Jonathan, where can we find more of your work on the internet this week?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Sean Day Music and on my website seandaymusic.net.
Net.
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 Joey, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Joey Parati and on my website, joeyparati.com. You can check out the show at Top 5 Pod. That's TOPFIVE 5 POD on Instagram, on Twitter, at gmail.com, on YouTube, on Anchor. We're on Facebook at Top 5 Podcast, and we're on hold on. See, we've added a couple things. We've added
I know
YouTube,
we
we've added
have.
Anchor,
Oh,
and it's
man.
kind of fucked up my flow. Hold on.
It's all good. It's all good.
And on Facebook, it's Top 5 Podcast. You can check out the show on Apple Music, Google Play, and SoundCloud, and Anchor. So please give us a like, give us a listen, and Spotify. Shit, we're on Spotify.
Oh yeah, we're on Spotify too. Yeah.
We're on Spotify. We're on Spotify.
What's
We gotta
up?
say that. Yeah. So please give us a like, give us a listen, give us a follow, give us your love, and we will give you, Jonathan.
All the grand I don't know. All the
Jesus Christ.
I know I can never do this, man.
One
you guys,
day you're gonna catch the ball when I throw it to you, and
I
it's
know.
gonna just be so awesome.
we should just do a poll and just have people suggest what I should say.
That's yeah.
That's actually
Anyone
a
in the
pretty good
chat?
idea.
What should Sean say in this moment?
We'll get more involvement with you guys watching us too as well. But yeah, you guys have
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna repeat it, and then I'm gonna throw it to you. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
have a grand old time, guys. That's all I gotta say.
So please give us a like, give us a listen, give us a follow, give us your love, and we will give you.
Man, all the sloppy kind of alcohol fueled love return. That's all I can think.
Until next time, I'm Joey Prati.
And I'm Sean Day.
Thanks
Thanks
for